Hey everybody, welcome to the crypto lunch break or the crypto midnight snack. I am Satoshi Sean and I'm glad to be here. I'm looking for a tweet that I should have had ready. Here we go. I have found the tweet. Okay. Man, I'm not even going to go over this tweet. How about that? It's a tweet that I'll go over tomorrow. But it's on the World Blockchain Council, hosted by Dragon Chain Thursday. I think I'm going to go on again this Thursday, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I said some stuff on there along with someone else, and there have been some questions on Twitter. So I wanted to hit the reason why I said those things, because they're part of the DeFi gems that I've been going over. But forget all that. I'm glad to be here with you on this end of May show, end of the week, wrapping it up. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I know my buddy Kips did. He got to go out to the lake with some of his buddies up there in Finland and enjoy the nature. Texas has been like freaking Washington State the past month. Just raining and nasty, which I guess is all right. I mean, usually it's April showers that bring May flowers, but May has been pretty crappy, which usually the end of May, crappy time for me. So it's not like I was really, going out or doing much. But hopefully June's a little brighter, a little nicer. Looking to get out this week. I have a really cool, expensive, nice camera that I got to do this, but for some reason it's for vlogging, which is just for walking around talking to the cameras. You can't hook it to a computer to use it as a webcam, so I can't use it for that. But I might take it out and, I don't know, maybe do some droning or something and then talk to y'all. That'd be cool, I guess, if you think that would be cool. Please crush the like button. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. Try to get out as much content as possible, whether it's usually daily news on the crypto lunch break, or reviews or interviews, or just kind of discussing topics of the day with me or friends. I try to put out as much as I can. Like I always say, I try to keep it informative if I can, but always entertaining. So let's jump into things. Passive income. Divi has a lot of news, a lot of things going on with Divi. I am so beyond super stoked because, to be honest, man, Divi has been in a holding pattern for a while. There's a lot of people that have, put FUD out there. And there's a lot of justifiable, questions as to, hey, what's going on? Because certain things were said they were going to be done and they were, put off. But now it's all of a sudden, it's everything at once. It's not like this is finally done. It's like, hey, we got this and this and this and this, boom, and this. So it's really exciting time for Divi. I'm stoked. All right, let's hit the DeFi gems. All right, first one to go over is Quivrex, which I went over. These ones I actually went over before, but I want to hit y'all with them again. Any of these you want me to go over, let me know. I'm going to go over one of the ones I've been talking about. I almost had it. I'm going to do a review on it just because people have been asking on Twitter about it. They haven't been asking me or sending me messages, but they've been asking on tweets on Twitter. So, but Quivrex, this is a revolutionary cloud funding platform utilizing blockchain technology, but their main goal is to fractionalize like large assets and expensive assets so everyone can afford to get them, which I think is a cool idea. NIMIQ is building kind of this it's a decentralized exchange, but it's not just a decentralized exchange. You can use it to put in limit orders, leverage orchards, a lot of stuff. I forgot the word leverage, but they also part of the DGen and farm.space. Those are all part of their ecosystem that they're building that are completely like separate projects. They got the white paper to those two, and you'd have to go to space, farm.space to get the information on the other one, which I talked about. There's links to all these in the description. Yieldly, this is it's a DeFi platform, but it's built on Algorand. It's the first one built on Algorand, built for cross-chain liquidity. It looks cool. It just doesn't look happy. It does look happy, but it also looks pretty interesting. So check that out. If you want me to go over that, let me know. And DeFi Drop, it's a launch pad and incubator, but specifically for DeFi projects. Check out, they have a light paper, and the link is down below. Wow, the chat got busy here. Very exciting time for Divi. A lot going on. I think Divi's about to start moving quick. I'm looking forward to a dip. I'm looking forward to a big dip because I want to pick up some more of a few things. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yes, please crush the like button. Crush it. Okay. So first off in the news. Oh, man, I should have made this bigger already. Let me make it bigger for y'all. So Divi is teaming up with Hummingbird. They are a company or project to boost trading liquidity of Divi. They're teaming up. They're a market-making powerhouse. They really are very interesting. If you check out the Live at 5 that Nick Supnero did over on the Divi channel, I'll add a link to that, I guess, in the description. It's not there yet, but I'll add it because they try. He tries to talk to the guy from Hummingbird, but they got a lot of technical difficulties. But he does explain a lot of what it does. And with what they're moving to, that's a very big, thing. Whatever. I'm not even going to try to think of a cool word. The teams have focused on it for a few months, and they're happy to partner with the best. Hummingbird is their really good project. It's connected with 20 plus exchanges, including Coinbase, Binance, and Kucoin. And this is really important for Divi because, and Nick makes this point in the Live at 5, Divi is not a trader's coin, which is one of the reasons for the price doesn't swing, man. It really doesn't. It's like, it's not got that swing, man. You know what I mean, Kat? It's not hip to the swing. It just isn't. Because people, it's not what it's designed for. It works the way it was designed to create scarcity and for people to buy it and create nodes. Even if, when the price starts going up, they just a staking node. So people hold it to try to get rewards. They don't trade it. And it's a bitch to trade because I've tried. It doesn't. It's not very volatile. It goes sideways, jump up, and then sideways. It doesn't like go up and down. It goes up and stays, or it goes down and stays. But if you don't catch it before the spike or the dip, that's it. You missed it. It's gonna, it's gonna stay there for a while. So this is gonna help a lot with that. Because it's going to create liquidity on exchanges, which is what they really, really need, because that's not attractive for exchanges or for traders in general. So with that, boom, altcoin gem Divi launches on Kucoin exchange. This is a top tier exchange. Kucoin is a top tier exchange. People talk about Binance and want Binance. I don't care. I don't like Binance. I mean, it's not. I don't want to say that. I can't use Binance, and I haven't been able to for a long time. And I know people tell me you can use a VPN. I can use a VPN. Divi is more of a United States coin. I mean, there's people all over the world, but most of the core team is in the U.S. or in Costa Rica. But where was I? Oh yeah, talking about Binance. I can log into my Binance account if I use a VPN. I can log into Binance US, or I can log into my old Binance account because I had an account with Binance since back in the day. But if you try to withdraw $1 or one USDC or one Tether, whatever you want to call it, you have to do KYC. And that's not a problem for people in the United States to use Binance US, except there's like 5 or 7 states that block Binance US. You're not allowed to use it. They do not allow Binance US to operate. So when I do my KYC and send a picture of my driver's license, they say, hey, this is the Texas driver's license. You can't do that. You can't utilize this. And there's no way around that unless I get a driver's license from another state. So I'm stuck with not being able to use Binance or Binance US. And that's with a VPN. Their stuff is so sophisticated that if I try to download the app on my phone for Binance US, it'll come up, no, you're in, and then it has a list of the states you can't use it. So I use Kucoin. But I used Kucoin before that. It was, like I said, one of my favorite exchanges. It's definitely my favorite of the top tier exchanges. So I'm really excited. In fact, Divi is on the 2 exchanges I use the most, BitMax and Kucoin. I think they are on Stex. I used to use Stex, but Stex, there's like no volume now. I have to use it for Synovate, which I hope Synovate gets another exchange, because it seems like stuff's drying up on Stex. They're not a bad exchange by any. I mean, I can use their app. Their app is nice. Everything is fine about Stex. It just seems like not able to buy stuff or sell stuff very, very quickly, especially with the Shiba Inu. I was trying to pick up a buttload of it, on different exchanges, and the price was like 30% or 20% different on Stex and not in my favor. Let me catch up with this here. Hey, Dennis. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Reminds me of the WP Dev web building guys there. They have an extension called Hummingbird. So I thought it was no. I'm not sure where they're at, but I mean, you can go watch the live at 5 where he was trying to connect. Wherever they are, their internet's not great because he was having problems. But yeah, I'm excited about this Kucoin listing. I think it goes, you can deposit today, but you can't start withdrawing Divi till tomorrow. Yeah, till the 1st. So I really till Tuesday. Tuesday you can start withdrawing. Monday is good for depositing. This, once again, I'm not paying Bloomberg because he's kind of a jerk. But crypto traders defy China's crackdown with secretive bets. I'm defying Bloomberg by not paying them $1.99 a month to read this article and using a VPN to read the article. But Chinese traders are defying China by going around it. It's obvious. I mean, this is one of the things that scare governments the most about crypto, because it's like there's people that would not break the law, for anything. They're very, very upstanding citizens, but they're going to buy Bitcoin on P2P, definitely. This is a very big sign for me, as well as confirmation that China, the Bitcoin miners are moving out of China and moving into North America with, Musk's whole Bitcoin mining council. Bitcoin mining difficulty dropped by 16% as hash rate drops precedes China's crackdown note. So the difficulty is coming down. Bitcoin's getting easier to mine. I'm not mining anymore. That would be cool if I was. But I set this room on fire while mining, so I'm not going to mine in here anymore. But yeah. What else we got? There's it's a MetaHash. They have a whole decentralized web, and it's all under hashtag. So it's like instead of .com, .org, it's a hashtag, which is a pretty cool concept. Rob over there, who's like a quasi part of the team, is doing most of that, and he sells all the domains. Like you could buy all the hashtag domains there, which is really cool. But that's MetaHash, which MetaHash is actually doing a lot of work. You should check them out. Oh, you're talking about the other Divi? Well, they also have Divi Pay, or Divi. Is it Divi? Yeah, Divi Pay. That's a different. There's different like I don't want to say projects, but they have like for profit, nonprofit, different stuff going on. Because they own their own partnership in a financial institution. Don't want to call it a bank, but it's like for payment processing and stuff. So it's a financial institution. NVIDIA, that's another thing. They tried to fight crypto, and they shot themselves in the foot. But they expect their new cryptocurrency GPUs to make $400 million just in quarter two, which is that's a pretty big number, man. That means you're looking at billions for the year. That's a lot of money, dude. $1,000 million. But anyway, they tried to limit the last batch of GPUs they put out and CPUs, so that people wouldn't try to like overclock them to use them for mining. But then they put out a patch with all the stuff you needed to get around it, and then to overclock them anyway. So they screwed themselves out of that. It was kind of a funny thing that they did. And this is super worrying. Not one thing that has come from this administration has made me happy or hopeful when it comes to, let me think of another H word. Happy, hopeful, or hooray when it comes to this administration and crypto. Everything worries me. One of the reasons is, I don't want to get political, but this guy, Joey Joe Biden, I don't want to say Joey Joe because that's an affectionate name for someone else. But Joseph Biden is old as dirt. He's been in government before I was born. He is the most entrenched. He is them. He is they. And now he's in charge. I don't think he's really the one in charge. I think he's a super old guy that's being told what to do and what to say. That's just my opinion. I think the guy's just freaking old. If he was my grandfather, I would not allow him to drive. I would drive him everywhere. Because when my grandfather was older. He was a little bit older, but he would lose his car. He was driving to the bad part of town to meet up with hookers. And afterwards, he would lose his car because he would forget. But it took us a while to figure that out. But we were like, well, Grandpa, why are you in the bad part of town? I don't know. Where's my car? Someone took my car. I don't know. And then we found out why he was going there. But it's pretty funny. He was 90, like 92, I think, when he was doing that. My grandpa was a character. Anyway, old Joe Biden. He is coming out with some scary crypto proposals, and this really isn't being talked about in a lot of places. And I haven't heard anybody, report on this. So we had talked about the $10,000 thing, and I thought it was, weird how, you're supposed to be your own bank. So if you're sending $10,000 to yourself on an exchange, do you have to report that because you're sending it to yourself up to put on an exchange? Or does the exchange report it? If you send it to someone else, do they have to report it? Or do you report it? Are they the bank? Are you the bank? How does it all work? It's just a bunch of weird, crazy stuff. But this is much worse than that. The proposal will require brokers, and they use a lot of old terminology in their bill. In the the first proposal mentioned in the White House budget itself would expand broker information reporting with respect to cryptocurrency assets. So broker, traditionally would be banks or brokerage houses, that kind of thing. The Treasury Department, their Green Book provided more context, saying the proposed change would expand the scope of information reporting by brokers, once again, allowing them to share. Now, this is really scary for you if you're not in the United States. This really pertains to you. to share information across different jurisdictions that have partnered with the United States. So, to me, basically any of the Five Eyes, Australia, UK, any of those, as soon as any of your governments ask for any information, they're going to get it. As soon as the United States asks for any information from them about your cryptocurrency stuff, they're going to get it. The document states, the proposal would require brokers, including entities such as U.S. crypto asset exchanges and hosted wallets, Crypto.com wallet, any kind of Coinbase, any kind of hosted wallet that people are using, which any kind of, Cash App, any of my real off-ramps that I use, which is unnerving. Wallet providers to report information relating to certain passive entities and their substantial foreign owners. When reporting with respect to crypto assets held by those entities in an account with a broker. So if you're in Australia and you're using the Crypto.com app, or if you're in the UK and you're using the Crypto.com app, the United States could get that information. And the United States could, like if you were, let's say your government has a law that they cannot get this information. There's some kind of privacy law with the that, what's it called? GDP, not GDP, you know what I'm talking about. GDRP, that really strict EU law about privacy. This, to me, looks like a way they can get around that by just requesting the information from the U.S. because they're not getting it themselves from Crypto.com, from these exchanges. The United States is getting the information about foreign owners, which would be you, and then they could give it to your country if they ask for it. That's what I read it. That's what it looks like to me. It seems something. But what are you going to do, Mr. UK, Mr. EU? How are you going to affect this? What are you going to do over here? This is a scary thought that the U.S. can circumvent your laws, or that you guys, someone in the U.S. could circumvent our privacy laws. It's very, very scary for me. Should be scary for y'all too. The gross proceeds, sale, and substantive foreign owners and passive entities would be included in these reports. The proposal would take effect on returns after December 31st, 2021. So this is not starting until next year, but then they could just go back after that. So that is part of it. And then when you go down a little, the second proposal to introduce a comprehensive financial account reporting structure for tax compliance purposes would require financial institutions, for all those things we just talked about, they're being lumped into brokers, to report data on user accounts with a breakdown on different types of transfers above the minimum threshold of $600, not the $10,000. $600. So they're looking to get everyone's information. If it's going to be $600, I don't even know how they could. This is gonna put a massive strain on small exchanges. There's no way they're going to be able to comply. And bigger exchanges are going to have to hire whole new groups to just be able to handle this. $600. This would include crypto asset exchanges and custodians, so like wallets. They're going to have to report all of that stuff. That's pretty scary to me. But still moving forward. EU thing. The EU thing. Hey, Amari. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is a way it looks like to me for if you have fought for those, strict privacy laws in the EU and haven't worked for Microsoft, dude, we hated those EU laws. My God, all of the because they're done correctly. Like Facebook, they screwed over everybody, sold all their stuff at Cambridge Analytica, and they were hit with the largest fine in the history of fines. They were fined like $1 billion or something, like $2 billion, but it amounted to 2 months or a month of their income. So in reality, it wasn't any money. When you look at, they're fined $1 billion, the biggest fine in the history of fines. But I mean, that's like if you make $3,000 a month, you got fined like $5,000 for committing a heinous, huge crime. But with the thing, the point I was making, the thing about the EU law is that it's by its percentage of the company. So if Microsoft screws up, they have to pay like 1% of their earnings as a fine. So that it's much more scary to large mega corporations. And it really does make things fair when it comes to screwing people over. Because if you're a small company and you screw someone over and you get charged, fined, $50,000 or $100,000, that could like break you. But if you're Facebook, that's good business. I made $20 million and I got fined $1 million. That's great business. I'll just keep doing that and I'll make $19 million every time. So the EU way of doing it. But if you fought for that and you get that pass and you think your information is private, and then your country can just go to the United States and get all that information that they would not be able to get if they were to go to the exchanges or to the financial wallet, to the wallet holders, the custody, any of those things. You're like, hey, that's against the law. You can't go to that company and ask. But under the Secrecies Act, you can go to the United States and ask for it. And they'll share it with you, I am sure. Take care, Dennis. Good. I'm glad you were here. All right, what's next? Oh, yeah. Fucking this guy. Bitcoin is in a slump. Here's why Warren Buffett has hated it all along. Everyone just gives Warren Buffett praise and they talk shit about him. But they do it like they're talking shit about a family member. And I don't understand it. It's cult-like. It bugs me. He's, once again, old as dirt. He made a ton of money. But he's done, man. He's done. He has no real business savvy, I don't think. Not since the 90s, man. He's just, he likes candy. He invested in candy and soda and whatnot. I mean, he knew what he was doing back in the day, but ever since the 90s, he's lost. He didn't invest in anything tech. He was one of the people that were like, radio's just a fad. Didn't get into it. TV is just a fad. Color TV, no way. It's just a fad. Constantly. He has become one of those naysayers since the internet was created. And he's lost at all that stuff, but he's just made so much money before that. And he has so many smart people working for him that he's still making money, but he would be worth so much more if he'd gotten in on any tech shit. And he didn't. So of course, when stuff comes out that he doesn't understand, and he said this, I don't understand this. I don't invest in stuff I don't understand. Can you imagine that? But if you just look at that statement made by anyone else, you're like, you can't do that. That's like saying, I don't understand how cars really work, so I'm going to walk or ride a horse. Most people don't understand how cars really work, but they know how to turn it on and they know how to drive. So he still talks shit. They just had their investors Q&A, and I watched it, and it was offensive to watch. It really was. He still said, Bitcoin squared, but his right hand man, and they both are just ancient. They look like they stink of death. It's probably still Bitcoin squared, he said, and then this dude. This dude, Vice Chairman Charlie Munger, he said, I don't welcome a currency that is so useful to kidnappers and extortionists, said during a meeting, much watched Q&A session. The whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization. I watched him say this, and it was so freaking offensive. When you look at what fiat money is done and banking for civilization. It's not any surprise. Berwick says this. A lot of economists say this, that the last 100 years have been the 100 years of the world banking, and they've been 100 years of constant war. There's never not been a major war somewhere, in the last 100 years, and a lot of it is because of central banking. Okay, off my soapbox but getting back on the soapbox, because I talked about this the other day, and it's been bothering me all week. And I'm not in the UK. I don't know how the UK laws work, but this has just irked me and bothered me. So I'll re-go over the story again. This a massive Bitcoin mine discovered in the UK after police raid a suspected cannabis farm. And the wording of this is very anti-crypto. It's very, very slanted. Here, police in the United Kingdom say they inadvertently discovered an illegal Bitcoin mine. That gives the connotation to people who don't know anything that Bitcoin mining is illegal while looking for a cannabis farm. The mine, located in an industrial unit on the outskirts of the English city of Birmingham, was stealing thousands of pounds, that's a monetary value, worth of electricity from the power grid. That's illegal. That's like a misdemeanor. That's like a ticketable offense. See, I don't think in the United States, this is what I'm thinking. Now, you can't get a warrant for someone stealing electricity. You could arrest them and give them a ticket. But for them to get a warrant, they had to make a judge. And I don't know if they have to have a warrant. Okay? I don't know how it works. But I believe they do. I know they do. They don't have to have a warrant. I don't want to seem too ambiguous. Too ambiguous? That's not the word. So police searched the unit in Sandwell on May 18th on the back of intelligence that led them to believe, this is a lie, that it was being used at a cannabis farm. There was no intelligence. Intelligence is something that comes to you or that you gather. There was no intelligence that showed that this was a cannabis farm. And many people, this is the intelligence. Many people were visiting the unit at various points of the day. It's not intelligence. That's like a fact. That's like water's wet. People were going to a place of business every day. Adding, there were numerous wiring and ventilation ducts that were visible. That's not anything that's like illegal or weird. A police drone also detected a lot of heat coming out of the building. Seriously, I have a bunch of air conditioning ducts going into my building, and there's heat coming out of it. That those go together and make sense. Like, and this isn't like a house either. This is a industrial warehouse. Like, they're doing shit, that would create heat and need airflow from ducts. So anyway, that was the intelligence. That's it. That's how they got in here to go look. These are classic signs of a cannabis farm, police said. However, the officers found a bank of around 100 computers and zero cannabis on entering the building. Now, to me, that's it. You're done. There's no cannabis. And as it says, they do follow up later on in the story and say that mining is not a crime. But they took this person's property. They seized all of the miners. When there was no cannabis, there was no crime committed for them to have got a warrant. Now, in the United States, they can have a warrant for whatever, but if whatever's not there, they can't even collect other stuff. I literally think there could be dead bodies, and they can't do anything because it's not part of the warrant. I mean, unless the warrant is fulfilled. Like if they come in and find pot, then it's all, it's a validated warrant. I'm not 100% sure on that, but still, these people committed no felonious crime to have a warrant issued because there was no cannabis farm. So even though it's certainly not what we're expecting, Jennifer Griffith, Salvo Police Sergeant, made in a statement, It had all the hallmarks of a cannabis cultivation setup. I believe it's only the second such crypto mine we've encountered in the West Midlands. And now way down here at the bottom, Bitcoin miners use purpose-built computers, blah, 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 blah. However, the entire process is incredibly energy intensive, and it sucks in New Zealand. Where is it? Here we go. Even further down. My understanding is that mining for cryptocurrencies is not itself illegal, but clearly abstracting electricity from the mains power is, Griffiths said. The term main supply refers to the utility grid. So why can they take all of the miners if mining is not illegal? Wouldn't they just ticket the guy or charge him with whatever charge the stealing electricity is? It's a very, very minor charge, especially here in the United States. But they were able to take this person's property, thousands of dollars worth of their property, hundreds of thousands. 100 miners. If they're brand new miners, you're looking at like $3,000 a miner. So that's over $250,000, close to $350,000 of the miners. That was that income for that person. They took it. Person's, just trying to get ahead and then scam and steal the electricity. They just would have paid the fucking bill. They'd have been fine. But it really bugs me that they were able to come in on a made-up warrant. They didn't find anything to validate that warrant. And then were able to take everything from someone that was not illegal. And then the person still probably got a ticket for stealing the electricity and had to pay for it. It blows my mind. Bugs the crap out of me. What? I don't really understand how cars really work. So I'm just going to walk or maybe ride a horse. Thank you. This is the biggest super chat I've ever got. Thank you so much. Hodl Crypto is here. I hope it's a lawsuit, man, because to me, and that's the thing, I don't understand British law. I don't know what's legal, what's illegal. I could have went in there and smacked them around with their wieners. I don't know what they can do. I know they don't have guns. They have to have special forces or special teams or whatever it is. And how would they even know? Like, they walk in, if you don't know what a cryptocurrency miner is, you're like, what the hell are all these, man? You could have told them anything. Because they were tied to the grid and taking extras. That's the thing. In the United States, I can, if they come to turn your electricity off, you can turn it back on. Now it's a little bit more difficult because they have these electric meters, so they turn it off at the source. But you can go and just there's ways you can jerry rig it. But in the old days, man, they just pulled it out, put caps on the little plugs, or they flipped it around upside down. You just opened it up and put it back on. And then they had to physically send someone out to cut the electricity off. And it's like against the law, but they don't even do anything. They just charge you you would have to pay like $100 fine. But if you did it, the electric company would charge you a $200 fee and not even go to the police. So they would get some money. It's that minor of a crime in the United States. Yeah, I think that's the way everything's going to go. If Musk doesn't put out his own line of miners, I still think that's coming, man. I still think he's going to be like, a Bitmain competitor. He's going to come out with Tesla crypto miners. And water. Water is the thing that's with us, it's the city owns the water. But man, back in the day when I was starting out, just a old Satoshi Shawn, the water get cut off, and I was like, oh, go out there with a wrench, turn it back on, and they don't know, and they come back and they're like, did you turn the water back? I was like, no, my bill was due. I was a little late, but I paid it. They're like, we turned it off. Are you sure though? Are you sure you did? But that's about it for today. Remember to crush the like button. Remember to comment after this goes live, so you're entered in to win the crypto this week. Going to give away, with Divi getting listed everywhere and everything, I'll give away 1,000 Divi, 2 500s. I'm going to give away 100 million bands and 5,000 Cinnabot. That is a lot. I'm hoping for a huge crash today or tomorrow, and everything, so that I can accumulate more. I was able to with the last dump. I was not ready for it. I knew it was coming, and I didn't get out. I still doubled up a lot of my stuff. I know it was a lot. I didn't double up a lot. I doubled up on my 1-inch. Doubled up my NIM. A couple other things. I maybe 50%, 30% more, but I didn't double them up. So this time I'm hoping for a massive crash, and then hoping to seriously double up on stuff. Okay, you guys take care. I'm Satoshi Shaw. Hope you all had a good week and a good weekend. I will see you all tomorrow.